Hi everybody, Johnny Taylor doing my first ever vlog, first away game of the season down here in Coventry. It's pretty grim out there, to be fair. Just taken 2.5 hours to drive down here, 130 miles. Just got to, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to stay overnight, Holiday Inn Express. Relatively confident about tonight. Can't see any reason why we shouldn't win. Coventry only taken 5 points from the first 7 games. Not really played anybody of significance apart from Leeds last week, where they lost 3-0 on Saturday. We seem to be doing well, playing with a lot of confidence. So yeah, fingers crossed that we'll be bringing 3 points back up the M6 tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. Hope you enjoy my first ever vlog, losing my vlog virginity. So yeah, I'm outside the ground now, got to Coventry, and I'm with a guy that I actually work with, and he's been a Coventry season ticket holder for 22 years, so he's probably a good guy to ask a lot of questions to. So here you go. Adam.
Hiya, how you doing?
Coventry City so far, bit of a not a great start for you. How do you see it?
You're absolutely right. We went into the season with really high expectations. A load of new players come in. I mean, really having one quality player leave, but what we thought was a lot of quality players come in. But we've had an awful start. I think 5 points so far. Haven't kept a clean sheet. I'd love to say we're going to do a job on you tonight, but I just can't see it. I really can't.
So 5 points versus our 15 points. It looks like a big gap after 7 games. If you were to do a score prediction tonight, obviously on paper it doesn't look great, but what do you see it as? So
we do a score prediction on the way here, and even with being a Coventry fan, I've gone for a 2-0 loss tonight. Hopefully I'll be completely wrong, and fingers crossed we'll start getting a few wins under our belt. Like we did last year. We had a really bad start last year, but we eventually came good, just missing out on the playoffs. So fingers crossed on that, but I don't fancy our chances.
Who do we need to watch out for?
I would say our key player is probably Rodoni, number 5, bit of a flair player. It'd be interesting to see who goes up front. Other player to look out for, I would say, is probably Sakamoto on the right-hand side. Two great players, but let's see how they go tonight.
Final question, if we were to fast forward to May, where do you see yourself finishing?
The way it's going at the moment, 4th from bottom would be brilliant. In all seriousness, I think we would be happy with the top 10. I think we'll be okay this season. I don't think we're in, but we need to start turning it around quite soon.
That's the final question. Where do you see Blackburn finishing?
Well, it depends whether you got McFadzean now, one of our ex-stalwarts, a bit of a City legend, one of your coaches leading your defence. So I think you'll be top 8, knocking on the door for a playoff place. So. We'll see. We'll see whether we have to come up to Blackburn and get our goalkeeper to score another goal to keep us in touch. We'll see.
Coventry City team tonight, led by your manager, Mark Robbins, looks like this. Number 14, Ben Wilson. 4, Bobby Thomas. 5, Jack Bidwell. 7, Tatsihiro Sakamoto. 11, Haji Wright. Number 14, Ben Sheep. 15, Leo Kitson. 21, Jake Bidwell. 23, Thomas-Asante. 27, Milan Haji. 28, Josh Eccles. Substitutes for the Sky Blues this evening. Number 1, Oliver Nolan. 2, Ruben.
only a short vlog, guys. I didn't want to record anything last night. I was still a little bit bitter. I just didn't want to dissect anything in my head too early. I wanted a bit of reflection time. So here it is, the morning after the night before. Cameras rolling. Yeah, just really poor performance. Bad day at the office for us. Good day at the office for Coventry. 3-0 probably flattered them a little bit. But fair play to them. Listen, we move on to Plymouth. They lost 1-0 away at Burnley last night, so that's probably a pretty decent result on a Tuesday night all that way. So I don't think Plymouth's going to be easy at all. I'd probably take a point now, to be honest with you. My losing streak continues away. I can't remember last time I saw Rovers win away. I went to quite a lot of games last season. Every single one we lost. I went to Plymouth away, I went to Sheffield Wednesday away, West Brom away. There's so many games I just where we lost. I didn't go to the good ones like QPR away. I didn't go to Stoke away. I didn't go to Norwich away where we all won. And I honestly thought new season, I didn't go to Preston. I didn't go to Burnley this season either. So this Coventry was my first away game, and we go and get battered. So it is what it is. It's disappointing. Not many positives to take out of last night. I suppose the only slight one I remember thinking, sort of on the 80th minute, we were still looking to score a goal. We're still trying. We weren't just crying too much about it. Lads were still putting a shift in. I think we just lost too many little midfield battles, and we just weren't creative enough, and made Coventry look very good and very solid, sort of thing. It looked like you could have swapped the positions round, and you wouldn't have known any difference if somebody had said Coventry were fifth and Blackburn were skirting around the relegation zone with 5 points. That's the way. But that's a championship, isn't it? West Brom got beat last night. We probably missed out on even further advancing up that league. Would we have been top or joint top last night if we'd won? But it is what it is, isn't it? It's early on in the season. We're always going to get beat at some stage. For me now, it's how we bounce back. We move on to Plymouth. Like I say, thankfully I'm not going to that one. I've opted to go on holiday to Crete instead. So we move on. Hope you've enjoyed the short vlog. Catch you soon.
So Rovers lose 3-0 away to Coventry City. Sorry about the loud music outside. Well, what can I say about that performance? It was abysmal. I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and it was well documented that it was awful. Terrible performance. None of the Rovers players are at the races. It's a shock to the system, I suppose, having a Tuesday game this season, but I'm not going to make any excuses. Did Eustace did he get the lineup wrong? Eustace were there players that played that should have been rested? Was it too soon to start Cantwell? Seems like it was, but no one played well from what I've heard from the Rovers team. Even the subs coming on didn't make a difference. And Dolan set off in the wrong direction for some reason, trying to pass back. And the ball got robbed by a Coventry City player. And they scored. That made it 2-0 at that point. And then just seems like we crumbled. We didn't have the fight or the desire. It's frustrating, but it's only our first defeat of the season after 8 games, so that's good going. That's very good going. We can't dwell on it too much. We've just got to. They need to pick themselves up. Look at the game, look at what went wrong, look at why they weren't at it, and get back to it, and get back to playing how they were playing previously in those games. And they just need to put it down to experience, because they will lose games, but it's the manner of the way they lost this game that's concerning. losing games when you play well, or you're in the game, is acceptable, I think, but to perform so badly, the starting 11 and the subs, it just seems like it was a banana skin of a game, and they all slipped up. But these things happen. It's a shame it had to be 3-0, but they weren't at it today. So they need to regroup, get back to doing all the good things that they were doing previously in those 7 good games, and produce against Plymouth, and get that result on Saturday. They need to go to Plymouth. It's a long journey, but they need to repay the travelling fans and put in a good performance and get a good result. If they can get a win at Plymouth, then it's okay. It's like 1 defeat, 1 win, 3 points. That's better than 2 draws. But they need to put it right now. They can, and I believe they will. I don't think Eustace will let them put in a performance like that again. So, need to go to Plymouth and put it all right.